Hi, today we're gonna open up a machine drum, make one, and clean the contacts inside. I have already removed some of the knobs and a few of the screws. Those knobs, they sit very tightly. So in order to remove them, I use a screwdriver to lift it up gently. You make a rolling movement and make sure you lift it actually up that way, not to the side, to not damage the shafts. And then you can pull it off gently like this. I have opened this machine drum before, and unfortunately, even though I was careful, one of those shafts, this knob, came off as well. So these are pretty fragile. Luckily, I can put this one back in and it will actually work. But that's not always the case, I think. I was just lucky that this will actually still rotate and change the value. Only thing that this doesn't do anymore is I cannot press and rotate, which means I can't change the volume quickly. The other knobs still do that. I have the correct replacement part from DigiKey, and I think Elektron sell them as well. So I will replace that part as well. To remove the screws, you need a Torx 6-point Torx screwdriver. This one has the size 7, I think. No, it's 10. Torx 10. Inside it looks like this. There's a number of screws holding this PCB in place. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one is a bit smaller. So I've removed the 10 screws and we'll lift up the PCB gently, holding at the shafts, and now I can hold it here. Carefully. It's being held by wires. There's a few connectors. Right. Because I don't know how much they can take, I like to find positions that don't put too much strain on the cables. Carefully. Alrighty. Plenty more connectors that most likely are okay, not too oxidized, but somewhere is a faulty one that needs to be cleaned. Took a bit of fiddling from both sides, but now it's off. And I can start cleaning the contacts. I will use cotton swabs and isopropyl alcohol. I'm using contact cleaner, this one. Yeah, just a little bit in there as well. I did that already for the others, for the other bits. It's time to reassemble. I want to make sure the cleaning does its trick before I replace this bit. gonna test it before putting on the faceplate and fixing everything, because obviously I want to take it apart to replace that one. But there's a chance it will need chassis ground. I'm not quite sure if it will, if it does. But there's one screw that has, like this. This one screw has a metal bit or a connecting bit around it. So it might be a ground connection there. So I'd rather have that in place. Yeah, and then I will see if it powers up and boots up, because that was the problem. I usually don't recommend plugging in a power supply, switching synthesizers on without the enclosure on, but this should be fairly safe. It's a low voltage power supply, 6 volts external power supply, so there's no high voltages inside the unit. It's booting. Beautiful. Nice. This works. Let's just see if this shaft will actually... As you can see, it will change value of the pitch, but I can't press and change, while this one I can. I have to desolder these 7 joints. I'm using a desoldering gun, and I'm applying some flux to it. Beautiful. For the 2 big legs, the tip is still too small. You won't go around it. One way would be to use a soldering iron and then just suck the solder with a pump. So I've managed to remove the part. So I just put in the new one. Just by pushing it in, it snaps in. Just gently, not too much force. And here it is. I'll solder that and then see if everything works. I hope it does. I reassembled it, it boots. Unfortunately, I had damaged something. I had to re-establish a connection between one leg and the diode next to it. So be careful with the solder joints. Other than that, yeah, take care. Good luck with yours.